Hi, my name is Ashley Holder and welcome to my place in Canadian history. Let's begin, shall we? My family tree dates back to the early 1920s when my great-grandmother Nita was born in June of 1921 to parents Henry Springer and Petty Campbell in St. George, Barbados. My great-great-grandfather Henry had 6 sons from a previous marriage, and with Petty he had 5 children. Nita was the oldest out of all her siblings, and they were Damsel, who died as a child, Sylvie, Dorish, and her. Nita grew up on a plantation where she became a farmer in the fields at a very young age. On the plantation they had cows, pigs, goats, and chickens, but the most favorite crop there was sugarcane. As a teen, my great-grandmother Nita made goods to sell in the local bakery in order to make some extra money. Her specialty was coconut bread. Nita attended high school, but at the age of 18, she met Thaddeus Daniel, who was 6 years older than her at the time. My great-grandfather Thaddeus grew up picking cotton on a plantation. There was an incident where my great-grandmother Nita was helping my grandpa on the cotton fields and her leg fell into a nearby ditch. From that day on, she developed a limp in her step. On June 27th, my birthday of the year 1940, my great-grandfather married my great-grandmother until his death in 2007 due to heart complications. God rest the dead. On October 10th, 1939, my great-grandmother Nita gave birth to Adolphus Fitzgerald Campbell, my grandpa. My grandpa was the oldest out of 8 children born to Nita and Thaddeus. At the age of 20 in 1959, my grandpa joined the Navy and became a seaman. This allowed my grandpa to step out of Barbados and see life for what it was. He visited places such as Japan and New Zealand. After the Navy, my grandpa wanted to take it easy. In June of 1962, my grandpa met my grandma, Barbara Turpin, at a local dance. My grandma was born February 28, 1945, to Marston Turpin and Dorothy Clark. Dorothy Clark was of mixed race with an Irish father and a black mother. Her ancestors trace back to old-time England. My grandmother was the second oldest out of 8 children, but her brother died when he was just a kid. Within a year of knowing each other, my grandpa married my grandma on August 24, 1963. On December 9, 1963, they had their first child, Tony McCarthy Campbell, in Barbados. In 1964, the new family moved to Coventry, England, and later had 3 children. During the 60s, my grandfather experienced racism. He recalls being kicked out of a club in England because he was black. It was hard for people of color to live carefree in the 60s until Dr. MLK came along and changed history for us, and he made sure that everybody was equal. On February 14, 1967, my mother, Deborah Caroline Campbell, was born. My mom had 2 younger siblings, Sean Ricardo Campbell, born December 22, 1968, and Tracy Cordelia Campbell, born December 13, 1971. As a child, my mom moved around a lot. She moved to places like Nova Scotia, Barbados, and New York. In 1977, the Campbell family packed up their bags and moved to Scarborough, Ontario. The only person who didn't join them was my mom's older brother Tony, who was raised in New York by his grandmother. Soon after the Campbells arrived in Ontario, my grandpa got a job being an engineer for Go Transit. Now he has a free lifetime pass for his services. My mom attended Albert Campbell High School September of 1981 and graduated June of 1986. She attended Ryerson University the following year. That year she met Lee Holder, who was a transfer student from McMaster's already in his sophomore year. My dad was born May 1st, 1964. They were 3 years apart. My mom first saw my dad when he threw a piece of paper at her head in the cafeteria. They officially met at a Taekwondo class orchestrated by their friend Donna. On September 16, 1995, my mom and dad got married. On June 29th, they had their first child, Andrew Lee Holder, and 2 years later, a star was born. Ashley Sarah Holder was born on June 27, 1998. Growing up, me and my older brother Andrew always used to pass for twins, but now I don't see it. Either way, we were still cute children. The last child born to Lee and Deborah was Alan Victor Holder, my little brother, and he was born on February 2nd, 2001. As kids, me and my little brother Alan used to fight a lot. Every day. Who has this? I want that. I want to eat this. But now we're very close and I love him very much. Miss Gillies, I hope you enjoyed my place in history. I actually learned a lot about myself doing this project, and I hope you learned a lot about me too. Thank you.